Hello and welcome back to Touhoumon World Link Revised. In the last part I went through a bunch of routes until I was finally able to circle back to the part of Route 123 that cliffs prevented me from going to much earlier, and it finally allowed me to catch the last member of my team, Kuze the Aki here. Let me explain this nickname. In fact, I don't think I've explained a lot of these nicknames. Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Stroba's Undertale Yellow. This is Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie because that was a joke I have with the three fairies. This is a random name I come up with the fly, and this is a Lennon character. Kuze is the name of a character from Yakuza 0, who a lot of characters have like full back tattoos because it's like a Yakuza thing, and his is he has a Yama as his back tattoo, and he's supposed to be like the judge of Kiryu throughout the game. It's thematic. But if you've never played Yakuza 0 or seen it, you have no idea what the hell this reference is. But that's the reference. There you go. I explained the joke, although it's not a joke, so it's not ruined by me explaining it or something. Anyway, the point is, she's level 26. It's really low level, and she got caught in the middle of like a recording session where I'm doing multiple recordings today, so I don't really have an opportunity to kind of grind her off screen. So she's kind of just gonna be stuck Switch training for the next couple episodes until she reaches the 40s. Gave her an experience share, so we don't have to completely rely on that. But it's gonna be a lie. It's gonna be a journey with this one. But hey, it's the last one, and then well, you already have a full team, so it's good. In the meantime, a thing I did between this episode and the last episode is I went and sold a bunch of items, including all of the really niche berries that don't have that I'm realistically never going to use. So all I really have left is like the stat healing ones. Got a lot of money from that, and then I promptly bought a select bunch of stuff, so I no longer have a bunch of money. But now I have a bunch of stuff. I have 100 super potions, 100 potions, 50 super potions, 10 revives. I bought 50 super repels. I have 48 left. I didn't buy any hyper potions. I don't know if I could at that particular store. This is an older Pokemon games where they didn't sell everything at the stores, at the same store. Like you have a Pokemon Center connected to the Pokemart that you just buy more stuff as time goes on. No, there's like specific stores that sell specific things. And then I have 20 Miko Orbs, 20 Great Orbs, and 20 Ultra Orbs. So next time I run to a Legendary, I will be prepared. Anyway, we're in that route next to the Savari Zone, because there's like trainers over here, so I need to fight lots of trainers, so Aki is not level 26 yet. Yeah, she's so low leveled that repels don't work right now. That's great, so I hope you're fast, Aki, because you're gonna have to run away from a lot of things. There's nothing I love more than checking out other people's Bonica. I want everybody to see the Bonica I've raised. How far right can I go? Can I go all the way to Lily Cove? Because I'm starting to remember there's a part in the remakes where when you get to the water near Lily Cove, you get stopped by like a group of Whalmer before you can surf a lot. So am I going to be able to go all the way to Lily Cove but I get stopped at the surf, or am I going to get stopped before I go to Lily Cove? I don't know. We will see. Yeah, since I have the experience share, I just have to throw Kuze out once, and then she can be gone for the rest of the battle and still get experience because of the experience share. I mean, yeah, it's, I complained about how low level 26 is, but considering the Pokemon I'm fighting now aren't even level 30 yet, my team's just kind of really over leveled. Which is really weird. Like, I don't think you're this over-leveled in normal Pokemon. This is like how over-leveled I am in the remakes sometimes when I actually use the experience share. Kinda weird. I don't think original Emerald, I don't think you would realistically be this high leveled so often. Whatever, I'm not complaining. If it makes the base game too easy, I wouldn't be surprised if the Java region or whatever the things that are being added later, I wouldn't be surprised if they made that harder to compensate. Mono it just kind of reminded me of the puppet dance for performance difficulty scaling, when you're just really over-leveled for most of the game, but the game's not even forcing you to use the experience share, and it's still like that. I guess this is what happens when you go out of your way to fight every trainer. I guess in some Pokemon games they don't expect you to do that. I don't know. You hit Yuka with Air Slash. Alright, so since this is another part where I'm going to be doing nothing but walking around fighting trainers, I can finally talk about the Fantasy Main Wars thing that I was going to talk about 2 parts ago, and then I kept getting distracted by things and not talking about it because it's nearing the end of the episode. I was going to talk about what characters do I think I'm going to use. Starting with Touhoumon 6, Miles, and Pat. Super awesome. Super cool. Wow, spectacular. Wow. Revive. So yeah, starting with Touhoumon 6, you pretty much have to use Rainbow and Marissa. So, no questions there. They're definitely going to be used a lot. Marissa slightly more so because they're going to play on a route, although once you get to the later games, the routes like barely matter. But it does in the first couple games. It's raining now, a lot. I don't think you can hear that. From my experience, you can't really hear the rain too often, but you know with this new microphone, it's a muffler. New microphone. I've had this microphone for like, I got it during Christmas. It's been over 10 months. What was this thing called that I got? Energy Light. Is that a grass type move? 90 power grass type move. That Kuze can learn for some reason. Okay. It's better than Glare. I don't know if I'll give you this because Leaf Blade. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of you having one physical attack when you're a mixed attacker. So I will give Kuze Energy Light instead because they're not learning any Faith and Steel type moves despite being a Faith Steel type. And one of the main reasons I got them is so I could use Faith and Steel type moves as a Faith and Steel type Pokemon. But no, you can just use the types that you aren't. That I already have other Pokemon that have the same whatever. Whatever, Kuze. Whatever you want to do with your life. It's raining really hard. Well, with my Bonique, I have traveled to the world's 4 corners. You might say I have some confidence in my abilities. The Earth's not a flat surface, dummy. It doesn't have corners. A globe doesn't have corners. It kind of like goes off and connects to itself. Talk about? I don't know. Ghost in front of me. You have pressure. I guess at some point I could go to that daycare and see what your other ability is, because pressure is not a very good ability. It's kind of useless if you're not the NPC. It very much feels like a move that was made specifically for the NPCs to annoy you. Wow, it's really raining now. Oh god, that's loud. Well, I hope it's not too bad. Or maybe it is. Wouldn't it be awful if this entire recording was ruined because it's raining too damn loud? Remember my older videos when I used to use the computer microphone, and when the fans would act up, it would sound like it was raining because the fans were right next to the microphone. Might sound like that again if it keeps raining this loudly. Although your Pokemon prowess is remarkable. Allow me to register you as a rematch. I'm never rematching any of you assholes. Maybe at some point after I beat the entire game, I'll go look at every single character's profile. Maybe. Will you play with my delightfully pretty Bonica? So yeah, Rainbow and Marissa, definitely gonna use them because it's pretty much impossible not to. I want to try to go in like the actual game order and not like the order that I know they appear in the actual game because A, that would spoil it, and B, I don't remember it as much. So, Rumia. I don't know if I'll use Rumia. I mean, I'll have to use her for a bit because here's the thing about Scarlet is that it's kind of like Fire Emblem Gaiden and Valencia, where you basically, there are so few units, or basically you can use every unit, basically. In Scarlet, I don't think there's a single time where you have to bench anyone, because your team is that small. So Romia is going to be used until I replace her with someone else, because she's an early game unit in Scarlet. And you pretty much use everyone you can use in Scarlet, because you are not given that many options in Scarlet. And that's also the same with Chirno and Dayuse, who I will use for quite a bit until I replace them with someone else. Someone else probably being named Sunny, Luna, and Star, because I kind of want to use those 3 dumbasses. Definitely going to use Mei Ling and Sakia as much as I can. Which is a lot, and quite a lot of that game. I think they become available in the second game, and they're available for most of the rest of the games, so use them a lot. My Bonica, I've never tasted defeat. On the next win, I'm entering them in contests. Okay? Yeah, those battle contest things, I still haven't looked at those. I don't know what they are. Oh, Kuze's level 28. Exerting her pressure. So intimidating she is. Right, I can fire punch you. I don't know. I'd like to use Patchley and the Scarlets, and the main reason for that is because the more you use a character in that game, they get more like dialogue from like battle dialogue and stuff, and I have stupid voices I do for Patchley and the Scarlets, so that gives more dialogue. 777 gives me more excuse to do stupid voices, so I might prioritize using characters that I have stupid voices for, because then when I use them, they have more dialogue. I'm probably not going to use Quackle much, though. Why aren't you dead? I figured you'd be dead. You got that little sliver left. Saragamaru is dying. That's not good. Marcel. Oh, now what happened here? It kind of stopped raining. It was raining really hard, and it kind of just went away a lot quicker than I thought it would. I have this routine. Defeat 5 trainers a day. Guess what? You're number 5. So yeah, I'm probably going to use quite a couple characters from EOSD. Especially the characters you're kind of forced to use in Scarlet and the early game of the next game, because you don't have any options. Although I'm probably going to carry Mei Ling and Sakia for the whole thing, but I might end up ditching the rest for other characters eventually. Because, you know, I like doing the stupid voices for the Scarlets, but, you know, they're not exactly my favorite characters in the world. Why did I bring you out? You're a ghost type, and I thought that was good against Dark. That's in fact the opposite. I don't know why I thought that. From Blame Enhanced Reloaded, where there was a weird ass thing with those 2 types that I still don't understand. X-Trans Sensory, is that a faith move? It is. 80. That's usable, I guess. Right, my faith Pokemon finally has a faith move. That's good. Yeah, I might end up bitching the Scarlets eventually, and I might end up bitching Patchley. Maybe. I think she has a weird role in that game, where she's kind of like a sniper or something. She attacks from long range. So that actually means I might end up using her, because she has a unique role. Oh no, we'll see. 7. Probably not going to use Letty. I'm probably not going to use any of the Yakumos, because from what I remember, they have very limited availability. I think it takes a while before you can use them. No, you're horrid. Might even be like as late as the 3rd game or something before you can use any of the Yakumos. That was humiliating. I won't forget you. Hand over your idol, Nav. Again, I think I said this a couple parts ago when I was going to talk about this and then didn't. Yeah, this is kind of... I'm going to, like, casually just spoil parts of the game, because this is me kind of thinking in my head here. Or thinking out loud. So I'm probably not going to use Jen or Ron or Yukari, except to maybe show them off a bit when they first show up, but then not again. I'm definitely going to use Alice. Alice is one of the main characters of Marissa's story. She's like the 2nd main character of that route. She's everywhere, so I'm going to use lots of Alice. I can just go to Lilycove, where the land ends and the sea begins. Is there another rival fight? I don't really want to do this right now. I wasn't expecting to be able to. So I'm just gonna go to Route 123 and do that. And then I guess after that, I'll explore Lily Cove. There seem to be a lot of Route 123 left, so... And then I need to do the Safari Zone at some point. I'm the contest lady. I sure do love contests. This is my friend Morini. It's the epitome of cuteness, but I think that will display even more cuteness. So I need your help. Please may I have one Touhoumon block? All I'm asking for is one. Oh, but you don't have a Touhoumon block case. That's no good. Next time then. Baroon. I wonder how many kinds of Bonica there are in the world. It'd be great to cross seas and trade Bonica with people far away. Been hearing about some rotten scoundrels who'll steal Bonica and rip off meteorites. You know, I like Momiji, but I was thinking the other day, I'm pretty sure the main reason why Momiji is, like, so well loved, despite her barely being a character, is that she's the only dog character before Touhou 13. And Touhou kind of has this thing where the gap between, like, how much people care past like 12 and 13 is ginormous because something decline of fan culture or whatever the fuck. I don't really care. But yes, this is just a fact that if you're a character that was invented before 13, you were subject to more fan creation stuff. It's kind of an unfortunate thing about Kyoko, where it's just kind of, if Kyoko was in 12, she'd be a more popular character. She just would be, because she'd be in a lot more fan stuff related to the characters from Touhou 12. Despite her being a character related to those characters, she just doesn't... A lot of times she's not included because she wasn't in 12, and therefore she wasn't included in a lot of the fan stuff that existed at the time. And it's just kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I feel like if like a couple of the other dogs existed before 12, Momiji wouldn't have a monopoly on that for such a long time, and she wouldn't be so overwhelmingly popular. Again, I like Momiji. She's cool and cute, but this is kind of just the thing. Anyway, Fantasy Maiden Wars is Alice. Yep, gonna use lots of Alice. She's the main character. I'm probably not gonna use the Prism Rivers, because they take up like 3 slots. And they're the Prism Rivers, you know, they're the Prism Rivers, they sure are. I lay in ambush and the trainer has landed in my trap. I just bought this parasol, my cuteness should be up by 1/3. How many of the trainer battles in this game are double battles? I feel like it's gotta be at least like 1/3 of every maybe even close to a half. Like every trainer battle in a route feels like it's a double battle. They really wanted to hammer this home, didn't they? Alright, who would be good to bring out here? Maybe you? I threw rocks, which is what I was gonna do anyway, but I didn't really think about it before I did it. Just kind of pressed 2 buttons, and now I'm throwing rocks. Yomu is also a main character from Scarlet, who, besides, I guess, big spoiler here, besides being unavailable for a good portion of the second game, she's one of the first characters you get in Scarlet and is available for most of the game, so you kind of have to use her for the first game, and then after that, if you want to use her, it's kind of up to you, and I probably will, because she's Yomu. Everyone loves Yomu. Okay, good. You're not punching yourself in the face there tomorrow. That's rather nice. It's nice when you don't do that. I'm not very familiar with Touhou 5. Did Sara, like, summon flames or something in her boss fight, and that's why she's associated with flames, despite her just kind of being, like, I don't know, pre-mailing in every other way? Alright, don't punch yourself in the face again! Yeah, that happened eventually. At least it doesn't do that much damage. Despite you having a high attack stat. How much damage you inflict on yourself During Confusion, I'm pretty sure it's based on your attack stat because you punch yourself in the face, so it's more annoying for high attackers than high special attackers. Which is why Swagger exists, the attack that boosts your attack but also confuses you. The whole gambit is that you're supposed to hit yourself in the face to do more damage to yourself. If you don't lose, how am I supposed to have fun playing Ninja? You're better than me by about 5 times. What is the point of this area over here? It's just kind of some trainers, and you fight them? You can say that about a lot of areas of Pokemon. Why am I nitpicking it now? There's a lot of this game, there's a lot of this series. You walk around fighting trainers. Being a psychic is about willpower. I've willed myself not to lose to anyone. That makes me strong. That's how that works, right? I think I need an update down there. Oh no, there's just a thing in the corner saying Windows 11 is ready for your PC. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, they ended support for Windows 10 the other day. Still have it. My PC hasn't blown up. From what I know about it, apparently they're just gonna stop updating it. What they done for like, I don't know, people still have like Windows 7? Is that the one I played? So, I'm sure I can hold on to Windows 10 for a bit longer. All I've heard about Windows 11 is that it's just worse. It's filled with bloated bullshit. It's like, I'm fine. I'm fine until you literally force me to. I think I'm fine. Like, oh no, you're not getting the security updates or whatever. I don't care. I don't. I feel sad. Well, I sense it. We shall battle again. I can't tell if I'll win though. See your idol, Nav. So yeah, it's been 21 minutes here. There seemed to be quite a bit of this route left, so this might be a longer part, because I'd just like to finish this entire route. And then what do I do next part? I guess next part I'll go through the Safari Zone, and then look around Lily Cove. I love Grass type Onika. Do you have any Grass type Onika? I do. Oh, you like Grass type Onika too, don't you? I'm so happy you can have this. It's token of our friendship. TM19. Check the time. I check trees with my Grass type Onika. I'm like a tree doctor. Okay. Hey, wanna know something funny? I just immediately forgot what I was given. Because it didn't tell me. It's Giga Drain. That is less power. No, I'll keep Leaf Blade. Luna's not defensive enough to have the suck power be worth it compared to the actual power. Yuyuko, I'll use her when she shows up for a bit, but probably not going to use her much. I guess that's all for 7. You know that 7 has the highest ratio of total characters that wear hats compared to total characters that don't wear hats. Look at it again. There's so many characters in that game that wear hats. Mount Pyre, where the spirits of Bonica sleep. Where your Bonica sleep? When there are no trainers around, I let my Bonica battle each other. I watch them. Can you do that? Like, is that a thing in the Pokemon universe, in like the anime or something, where you have Pokemon battle each other in the same team, and then they like gain experience that way? I don't know. You look like a fighting type. It's probably not going to be too good. Do I want to try to do something with Kuze here? No. I'd rather make this go a bit faster. Oh, throw rocks and see what happens. The werewolf is not a one-trick pony because she actually has a pretty good moveset, but 99% of the time she's just throwing rocks. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill my wolf. Really don't feel like dealing with this right now. Okay, good. She's not dead, so now I can just throw her out. Oh, she's basically useless right now for the rest of the route, unless I start healing her. Alright. Just get Kokoro out of here. And then replace you with Ed. So, Touhou 8. I don't think I'm going to use many characters in Touhou 8. Of course it doesn't hit you. You just waste my damn time. Mm-hmm. Can you stop doing that? Look at me, I've just paralyzed your whole team. Cool fucking trainer you are, jackass. Make me waste a bunch of my healing items because you just paralyzed my whole team. Yeah, I'm not going to use much Wriggle, probably. I'm going to use a lot of Mystia. Because I like Mystia, and Mystia's, from what I remember, has a lot going on in that game. She can, like, has this weird gimmick where she can, like, sing, and her songs, like, do stuff. She's a very interesting character, and I'd like to figure out how she works. She also has, like, there's also, like, at least 3 renditions of her theme in that game, because every song she has is a different version. They may have added more in Complete Box. They added music in Complete Box. I don't remember how much. I don't know how much, but they did. Of course, I'm going to use Kane because Kane's a main character on Rainbow's Route, so we'll use a lot of her. I do like that Kane's a main character in Rainbow's Route because Kane's a kind of character who's probably the most shafted character in the entire series because she's really important lore-wise. In fact, she was the most important character related to the Human Village for a while, and then she got shafted and replaced by other characters, and she doesn't do anything. Once the most important character in the Human Village is now lucky to get a cameo in a manga that takes 99% of the time in the Human Village. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Like, I get forgetting about certain characters, but, like, it feels like Zun just doesn't want to use Kane, because he just makes other characters to do what she could have done anyway. But, yeah, whatever. There's still mini trainer. Let's just use the healing items, whatever. How many paralyzed curing berries do I have? 6. That's pretty good, actually. One on you. One on you. Just a couple of those bajillion super potions I have. On you. But yeah, Kane, important character in that game. Going to use her a lot. She's gonna headbutt things. It's gonna be great. Gonna use Racing a lot. You want to determine how strong you are? I'll be the test. Because I like Racing. I'm not gonna use any other character from A and Tay though, because I don't particularly care for any of them. Also, Tay is apparently the worst character in the game. I don't know what that's based on, but apparently she's the worst character in the game. See, I wasn't planning on using her anyway, but I'm definitely not using her. I don't know, I might use a bit of Moko, but I don't know. Not the biggest fan of Moko. 9. I forgot Lily from 7, by the way. I'm definitely using Lily. Which is funny that I forgot about her. But you know, that's what happens when I try to make like a mental checklist of every character, and I'm mostly going by like, who's the boss of this stage? And then I have to remember a character who's not a boss of any stage. Uh, 9. I'm probably gonna use Aya for a bit. I don't know how long though. Hey, you wanna die to Shadow Punch? Yeah. Wasn't super effective, but it was a critical hit. I'm probably not gonna use Aki. I might use her. I mean, for like every single one where I say I'm not gonna use them, I'm probably gonna use them for a bit, just because like I'm doing a series playing it. I kind of want to show as much off, so I'll probably to get like a special move or something. I'll show it off because there's a lot of animation to special moves in that game. So many, in fact, that's probably going to be the majority of the thumbnails for that series. I don't know. I have to come up with what I decide to do for the thumbnails of that. It's probably not going to be doing anything fancy. It's probably just going to be screenshots like it normally is. You passed with flying colors. Yeah, normally the only times I really go out of my way to make thumbnails that aren't just screenshots for games like this, where I have like their online resources of like Pokemon and characters that I can put on the title. If I don't have that, then I don't really bother doing anything besides just screenshots. Komachi's interesting because you get her very early. Well, turn your lights out while I rip through this tunnel. I have to tell you, Bird Bonica are my obsession. Birds are cool, they're the best. Yeah, I guess spoilers here. I don't know how this was changed in Complete Box, but in the original Scarlet, after you beat, if you beat both a Reimu route playthrough and a Marissa route playthrough, you get an extra playthrough. You get a couple extra stories where you play to Sakuya, and apparently, I've never seen this, so I don't exactly know what happens. Who am I switching out to? Probably Luna. Apparently what happens in that story is that Sakuya, at some point in that story, Sakuya becomes friends with Komachi, apparently. Which is kind of ironic, because Komachi's very similar to Mei Ling, who she's already friends with anyway. And because of that, Komachi shows up near the beginning of the second game, and you can use her for a while. So, I might use Komachi, at least for a bit. Other than that, I might use Medicine. I like Medicine. Although I like a lot of characters, so who knows. I like most Touhou characters. That's like... There's very few characters in Touhou that I like actually dislike. I hate Okina. She kind of acts as like a hate magnet, because most other characters, like, they go from I like, at least a little bit, and there's some that I'm just kind of like, whatever. Even the ones that I'm like, whatever, it's like, yeah, they're cute, they're fine. But anyway, it's all of 9. 10? I might use the Aki sisters a bit, but they'll probably get benched pretty quickly. I might use Hina, just to put her with Natori, because I'm going to use a lot of Natori. In fact, I'm dumping all of my wife points into Natori. They're not called that anymore, apparently. That's what they were called in the original. They're called something else. I guess they did that. I guess they wanted it to sound less weird. The other bonus points you get from completing bonus objectives. Okay, that's 100, 100. That'd be great if you were a normal type, but you're not, so no. Also, recoil is annoying in a main story playthrough. Hey, hold it, I was still playing the intro! Even in defeat, Bird Bonica are cool. Next time, lend your ears to the full tune, will you? Yeah, Natori, she's one of like the first characters you get in Marissa's route, and she's there for... I think she leaves for a bit in the beginning of the second game because of plot reasons, but she's there for most of the game, so yep. You seem to have a big collection of gym badges. Let me see if you're actually worthy of those badges. And then I'm going to use Momiji, because she's the only doggo, and she's cool. She has people with swords and stuff. She also apparently has new animations compared to the original version. So I'd like to see that. I'll probably use Sanai. I like Sanai. Pretty sure she's pretty good in that game. Pretty prominent. I'm probably not going to use too much as Kaneko or Suiko. So I don't particularly care for either of them. Marissa, there are 5 Pokemon on this team. I don't have time for... You're gonna die. Why do you have 5 Pokemon? Like, genuine question. Did you really need to have this many Pokemon? There you go, Flapjack. Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. Show that I watched when I was younger. It was really fucking weird. Alright, Flapjack can't do her job, so we're gonna throw in someone else. Just have Saragamaru, whatever. Gonna have to heal again because there's still some trainers left in this route. It's not ending. That was all for 10. 11. Kasumi is a character that exists. I like Yamame, but I don't know if I like her enough to use her. You also get the 11 characters, like, really, really, really late. It might not be until the start of, like, the next game, actually. It's really late. So I kind of have to really want to use them if I want to, which means, like, I'm probably not going to use Yamame or Farsi or Yugi. I like Auron a lot, so I'm probably gonna use Auron. I'm gonna use Oku too, because I like Oku, and Oku's like Fantasy Maiden Wars. It's one of the few games where Oku is like decently interesting as a character and more than just an I'm stupid joke. You know, that's great. She actually has some character development. Okay, good. You have moves now. What do I get rid of? Do I get rid of the good psychic attack? The good... Thunderbolt's better, but also Luna's the one with like a special... I'll get rid of Thunderbolt. Because Luna has Leaf Blade, so maybe if... I say this as if I know the actual special defense and defense stats of these Pokemon anyway, so it's like, oh, if I find something with a high defense stat, but not special defense, it'd be better to use the grass one as if I'd know. Which I don't. So I don't know why I'm acting like I do. Anyway, I decided to use that one. What can you do? Braxton. See, I'm gonna use Auron and Oku as much as I want to. I'll probably end up using the Satori's too, because they have like a lot of moves. They have like combo moves. That's a thing. Characters have like combo moves. Some of them do. That'll also affect whether I decide to use someone or not. If I want to see a combo move. Suika's in the game too. Probably not gonna use her much. She's there. And Tenchi and Iku are also there. Might use them a bit. Probably not gonna use them much though. Alright, you have stupid Hina abilities. And then 12. You get Nazrin and Sho in like the second game, I think. And then they like kind of show up sometimes and disappear. The characters from 12 are really prominent, but they're not really prominent until like the second like half of the series. I'm probably gonna use like most of them though. I'm gonna use Nazrin and Sho and Murasa. Can you use Ichirin, or is Ichirin just on the ship? I don't remember. There's a ship, by the way. You pilot a ship. You kind of have to use. I think Renosuke and Aki pilot it. So I'm gonna use most of 12. I don't even remember when Kogasa shows up in that game, but I'll use her for a bit, probably. Yeah, I'll use Byakuran when you get her, which isn't until the last game. Signal Beam. That should be a bug type move, unless it's Steel now or something. What do I... Okay, Bug does exist. I don't know why I kept thinking it doesn't. Would there be any reason for me to teach you that? Not really? But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and teach that to Aki, just because it's a type that I now have access to. Even though it's not that great of a move. Energy Light is better. But you know, I have Luna for grass, so I gave you a bug type move. Anyway, you're level 34 here, so you're still extremely underleveled compared to the rest of the team, but you're also reaching the point where you can actually deal with stuff by yourself now. And also, I don't have to deal with stuff showing up when I use repels. Why didn't you... Huh? There's another trainer there was supposed to be a double battle that just triggered. No? And it didn't? Okay. You're a psychic type, yes. I hit with Signal Beam and you have you die? Yep. Only half dead? This, of course you use. What is with you trainers? You're just gonna use Glare a bunch of the time. Yeah, you are. You certainly are. Go away. And then New is also there. She shows up at some point. I'm not gonna use her much. And then I guess I'll spoil the characters that show up in PC98, so I guess you don't want to be spoiled on that. Stop watching the video. I'm gonna use Mima as much as I can, but she isn't the most available character in the world. I'll use Yuka for the small bit of time that she's usable, but that's not a lot. I'll probably end up using Shinki. I don't know if I'll use Yumiko. And then I kind of want to use Ellie and Kirami, because I like them in that game. They're pretty cheap units from what I remember, so I'll try to find some room for them. That's every PC98 character, I think. Genji just gets a cameo. I don't think anyone from Touhou 3 shows up. Yep, there we go. I talked about it. It only took me 2 episodes after I first mentioned it. Yeah, you wanna contribute to your allowance. Wasn't the prize money enough? What? Did I battle the old guy earlier and not remember, and that broke the double battle, which broke that trainer? I don't know. Can I get back, by the way, or did I jump down a ledge? Can I get out of this route? Oh my god, where's the end of this route? Get me out of here. Okay. I don't need to. I can just stop here, and I'm gonna be in front of the Safari Zone next time. That's what I'll do next time. And then I'll explore Lily Cove. So, see you then, bye.